YouTube, this is Charlie426 and today we have the review of the high-grade Gundam AGE-3 Normal. Now I finished building this last night and I was very impressed by this kit. The quality of AGE kits are very impressive and they have really good quality. I know some people or a lot of people don't like the AGE anime series, but the kits are a different story. They are pretty much really great in quality. You won't be disappointed on most of them. So anyway, let's get on to the review now. The Gundam AGE-3 is basically the third generation or third form of the Gundam AGE. Or if we want to compare it to the Universal Century, the Gundam AGE-3 Normal is basically the Double Zeta Gundam, but in the AGE version. So with that in mind, let's get on to the review. Now, first of all, what you get is, of course, the Gundam AGE-3 Normal itself. You get its own action base because of this because it's technically a transforming mobile suit, and pretty interesting transformation if you ask me. You get two beam saber effects, two flat ones if you ask me. Two flat ones. You get two beam saber hilts. However, you have the option to either put it on this part, or you can take out the beam saber hilt itself, which is not exactly easy. I tried to pull out a few myself. Yeah, they were not the best as well. So for now, let me see if I can actually take one out and then show you guys later. So that's one thing to tell you guys. The beam sabers are here, so there's two of them and you can either use both of them or one of them. Okay, we get a extra open hand now. So in total, you only get 3 hands: the 2 generic multi-purpose hands and 1 open hand. Also, on the action base, there's a small piece under here. There's a small piece right here, really small. It's not a really important piece. Basically, this is for the action base hole. If you want to cover up the action base hole, you can use that small piece in there. You get I forgot the name of this, but this is basically a beam bazooka type of weapon, and it has a very interesting connection if you ask me, but I will get into that later, so just letting you guys know. And finally, or not finally, but we get some stickers. Now the number of stickers are a bit much. Well, not as much as Iron Blooded Orphans kit. However, these stickers aren't that really too important. Okay, some of them might be important. The eyes or the chest, the white stickers might be important. However, the ones on the bottom section, they're not really that too major if you ask me, or in my own opinion. Basically, even if you didn't use these ones, it wouldn't be much of really noticeable. And they can be easily painted. And finally, we get this part. Yes, as you can see, this is not exactly a self-transforming high-grade kit, but a parts-forming mobile suit or HG, which I really don't mind, because considering the time or the age this came out, yeah, I think they did a pretty good job on going with this concept. Okay, now let's get on to the review. For now, let's start with the articulations. So let's start with the head. Now the head, well, pretty much it's your standard Gundam type looking head, but I do like the way how they chose the color. Some people don't like this color or design because it looks too childish, which I can understand, because AGE, they were trying to go for something else and they were trying to attract some new younger generations, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that. So the place where you use a sticker on the head or the body, the chest is obviously a sticker, the eyes and the main head camera is a sticker. There's another back camera on the head, which is also a sticker. So one thing I hope they was trying to do, or were trying to do, was that I was hoping that they would use a clear green piece for the head and the chest for the AGE symbol and for the eyes, like the Master Grade. However, I guess that's not the case, but I'm pretty satisfied how they did it. So the head can go down that much, and then up that much, and then 360. Now here's the thing, if you're going to go 360, you have to tilt the backpack or the back core fighter a little bit backwards in order to go 360, or else the problem would be that the V-fin, which is kind of wide, I guess, kind of wider than your usual V-fin, would be hindered by the core fighter. Okay, we saw the head. Now let's get on to the main body. The main body is basically, it's this red piece on the middle, and the up and down sections are a polycap, ball jointed polycap if I'm correct. So it can go forward that much and then back that much. Not too much, but 360 is possible because of a ball jointed polycap connection. So that's letting you guys know. So that's it for the body and for the arms. Now the arms, there's nothing too special. Once again, these flaps or wings, wing type looking things do move around a little bit. They're not really loose, but yeah, I really like how they try to pull off like a double zeta concept. And I would prefer this rather than the double zeta. Yeah, I said that. Okay, the arms are really, they have great articulations. The arms are double jointed like that. And as I mentioned, these parts are containing the beam sabers. And let me actually try to take out one this time, actually. Yeah, I really don't like doing these stuff, but the beam sabers do come out. However, I saw some reviews and the beam sabers, like other reviewers, and they also had trouble taking off the beam sabers as well. And there we go, we got one out. So as you can see, it fits right into there and it does not fall off that easily, which is a good thing. And also the arm has an option to put the beam saber effects here. The hands are your typical ball jointed hands. However, the hands kind of look smaller, small, but they work somehow. The arms have your typical 360 twist, and the arms can go out 90 degrees to the side, just to make sure. And also the shoulder itself does have some movement thanks to the way how this connected. Now the connection on the arm is not a ball joint but a peg. And thanks to the gimmick of this part right here, you can actually move the shoulder a little bit more up, but that's pretty much it. And you do have some back and forward movement, but nothing too much concerning because of the design. Okay, we saw that. Now for the legs. The front skirt is a single piece, but it's basically designed as if you want to separate them, you can go for it. The knees have these moving flaps, which I'm not too a big fan of, but oh well. And they have the side swivels. Front side skirts don't move that much because the upper section is a little bit bulky, so there's not much to move. And on the back side, we have some thrusters going on there. And the back skirt can move a bit, actually, come to think of it. And so the leg, for example, can go about 90 degrees up front, and then it's double jointed. However, the feet kind of gets bothered by the thrusters, but it can do it. The articulation is plentiful anyways. And I almost forgot to mention where the stickers are. Now, one thing I am really impressed is that they did a very good job in the color separation. All the yellow you see are all separate pieces. Now, we already explained the head cameras, the eyes, the chest. The other stickers are this part. On this section here, there's a gray sticker. However, if you didn't use it, it wouldn't be that much noticeable. So that's one thing. There are some more, but I keep forgetting where they were. Actually, the backpack or the core fighter, the thruster parts, these are stickers. Now, if you don't use it, of course, the inside is going to be yellow. However, I don't think it's that much of a big problem. And let's see, these white sections on the core fighter, they're also a sticker, which I think this is one of those type of essential stickers. But maybe in the future, if they somehow release a different version or a revived version of this, we might see something interesting. And there's one more sticker technically, but I sort of forgot where that goes. But the last other two sticker is here on the weapon. Now, it's kind of interesting to see a scope on inside the barrel, but that's how it works. Okay, now we've seen the basic articulations. Now we'll get with this other accessories. Now, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to allow to call this as an accessory, but the core fighter on the backpack. Nothing too special. You can basically take it off for the transformation, but these thruster parts are connected to a ball joint to the main core fighter, so they move a bit. And you can move the position of the core fighter a little bit just to make sure you have enough space for the head. Okay, we saw that, and the last thing are, I guess, the beam sabers and the weapons. Now, the beam saber, as mentioned, you can either put it on the beam saber. I think this is your typical beam saber that you see on the Gundam AGE-1 or like the Genoases. I mean, not the Genoase, but the G Balancer. You put the handle in here, no need to take off, and it has a pretty good firm connection, doesn't fall off. Or, as mentioned, you can attach the beam saber onto the, I guess, the shoulder guard or gauntlets and attach it here, which I really like how they did this, because I'm a big sucker for built-in weapons. So yeah, I rather have like more built-in stuff rather than having more multiple guns that you can hold on. So that's why I'm really looking forward for the clan shade. Anyway, that's it. And the last weapon is this gigantic laser bazooka. Or I think it's called the Dots Bazooka, but I forgot. I'm sorry about that. I should have researched before making this video. However, despite its size, it's almost as big, or not as big, but you know, it's pretty tall for a weapon. It's not that heavy. And I mentioned that it has an interesting connection. Now, if you see this part, this is the part that goes onto the hand. And I really like the fact that you don't need to take off that white part on the hand, but you can just basically clip it on. And there you go, you have the bazooka. And despite its size, it's not really that heavy. It holds it pretty well, it's not falling down. However, my question is that I wish, or one thing I wish there was, is because of the position, it's sometimes awkward to position, so I wish they made it like an additional peg or clipping mechanism on here so it would have a more firm connection. But that's basically just me. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are satisfied how this is. Alright, so that's it for all the accessories and weapons. Now, as the Gundam AGE-3, it's a transforming mobile suit, and we will get into the transformation, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, we're going to go for the transformation, and I'm going to follow the way how the instruction manual tells me to do. Now, first of all, you want to take off the core fighter slash backpack. The way how this connected is there's a peg here and there's a polycap, hole there, and you can just connect it really easily. You want to straighten this up. You want to fold up the wings here, or wings binders, whatever you call those. And you need, and as I mentioned, this is a parts former, so we're going to use this part. Now, the way how this works is you need to take off not only the head but the chest piece where the age system is, and it just pops out pretty easily. It's not loose, actually. I want to make sure that it's not that loose. It doesn't fall off. So no need to worry about, like, you don't want about losing the head, issue. Now, the way how this works, the age chest, you pull it down and there's a polycap hole there, which is used for something else. And now there's another hole on the back, and you want to connect that peg on the core fighter to that hole. And before that, you want to flip this up and connect it. And it has a firm connection and it fits in perfectly. And if you can, or you will, pull this down and it hides the head. Well, not perfectly, but basically it does the job that we saw in the anime. And I really like how this turned out. And there we go. We have the first core fighter, and this part is actually a clear green piece. And for the first one, we can attach the action base to here for the core fighter. There we go. And for the body, we need to take off the arms. Basically, we have to replace this body with the other piece, so we're gonna do that. They also, as I mentioned, it's a ball joint, so it pulls out pretty easily. We can replace this. Now, however, this one not only has a hole, but actually has these pegs that goes into this, to these holes as well, and so it has a very firm connection, which I am a really big fan of. Now, before I do this, I attach the arms. Now, you want to twist the hands like this and straighten up the wing or the binders on the arms for the transformation. And also, another thing is that they tell you to flip this or open this up, but it's not really a big deal. You can do it later if you want to. And then we do the same thing for the other arms, and there we go. We're almost there already. Which the second step is just, fold the arms like this, so the blue shoulder guards are showing up front. And then for the legs, like most transforming kits, we just need to bend them 90 degrees like that. Well, actually, it's kind of tricky, but you have to get the bending point all down. So just making sure it's not like your typical Zeta Gundam leg style, but you will understand when you actually try building this and doing it for yourself. It's kind of difficult to explain, but yeah, you basically bend the legs 90 degrees and make sure these parts are actually quite close to the front skirt armor. Fold the feet 90 degrees, and there we go. We have the other part of the Gundam AGE-3. Now this part is actually a clear green piece. Now I believe this is called the G Scepter, I think. Anyway, and also before attaching the weapon, you can actually attach the weapon on top. Now, actually now the action base, you want to have a good position, because unlike the normal action base, this is like in a fixed position. So you have these cranks, and you have to position them pretty well to make it not look awkward. So I think that should do the job, and then we can attach. There's a hole on the back thrusters, and there we go. We can attach that, and then we have the core fighter and the G Scepter. There we go, and there we go. We have the transformation. Now the core fighter looks pretty nice. The other half, most of the body, the G Scepter. Not the best design, but I can see where they were going for. Now before I end my review, as I forgot to mention at the start, but there was actually a prototype of the Master Grade Gundam AGE-3 Normal, and however it never got produced. Only a prototype was built, but I assume because of the mechanics or the gimmicks would make the kit itself too unstable. I think that's why they canceled the production, and also the fans or the popularity of Gundam Age wasn't the best at the time, so that's why I think it was another reason for, which most people think was the main reason for the cancellation of the Gundam Master Grade Gundam AGE-3 Normal. However, in my opinion, by looking at the HG version, I can see a Master Grade would make it too complicated and unstable. However, like the Nightingale was also supposed to come out as a Master Grade, however it got cancelled, was only a prototype built. And however, it came back as a Reborn's 100. So those who are still waiting for a Master Grade Gundam AGE-3 or any other form like a 1-100 scale, don't lose hope. Since the Nightingale also came out as Reborn's 100, we can expect this to come out as Reborn's 100 someday, actually. So don't give your hopes up. There will always be a chance. Anyway, thank you for watching my review for the Gundam AGE-3 Normal. I still have more kits to buy and build, so please stay tuned. If you have any questions or requests, leave a comment below. If you like this video, also like and subscribe to my channel. Once again, see you guys next time.